Mangwanani, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Smell the Coffee. It's a brand new week, brand new Monday, brand new opportunities. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. It's just a lovely day. How are you?
I'm okay. I can tell the girlies were tired of winter.
No, we are tired. We thank God, finally.
How was your weekend?
The weekend gave. It gave too much,
It gave what could not be received.
So, let me give you a rundown of what had happened during the weekend. So, open season, as we all know. Shout out to Namibia Media Holding. Shout out to the organizers of open season. It was such a cute event. You know, it's a day event, so it started 1 until 9 p.m. So you can pull up whatever time, and then it's a social event. You socialize. People were looking good.
Yeah, there was like a vintage theme.
Yeah, the theme was vintage. But you know what I loved the most? I loved the food. Shout out to the vendors that were at open season. The food was amazing. Amazing. It was so good. But the whole event, the DJs, shout out to the DJs. Just shout out to everybody that made open season. We really opened the season.
You open it now. It's
now,
here.
you know the energy that I'm in.
Yes.
It is from open the season.
That's nice.
And then yesterday we had Lena's birthday.
All right. Happy birthday, Lena Shipwara.
Lena is a model, influencer, television presenter, Namibian public figure overall. So happy birthday to Lena. That was great. That was at Chicago. Yiza was there. Spooza was there. Script was there. Incredible lineup. It was a good weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How was your weekend?
Solid. Found myself in Suneb, which is very interesting. My lady's law firm represents the town council there, so we're there for the mayoral relief fund. So I was a trophy fiance for them.
Are they relieving the funds?
The funds, they relieved the funds. The funds were really relieved. But we were just supposed to be there for the Friday night, and then we decided to stay in Suneb for the weekend. What a beautiful town.
Very quiet also.
Yeah. My lady and I have spent a large chunk of our lives in this country, her more so. But where we come from is very green. So Suneb reminded us of Zambia and Zimbabwe. Just to see that greenery. And we stayed at this place called Theatre Haze, which is literally a theater which they turned into a lodge. So it's still a theater, but there's like lodging spaces around there. And you know, you and I, we met in theater class. So naturally, there's something I loved. It's a truly beautiful town, gorgeous golf course as well. You know me, one thing about me, if we travel, I will jog and I will golf. And Suneb was perfect for that.
So technically, you're in my home region, Oshikoto.
Yeah. No, you know me.
You could have gone and greet your parents there by my house.
Yes, you know. Problem is, if I arrive and they know I'm your friend, I'll be tilling the land for the whole weekend. So.
All right, we will be right back with the top stories after the break. Stay with us.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhom.com.na.
Welcome back to Smell the Coffee. Let's get into our stories. Some sad news. We'll start with DJ Maphorisa. Amapiano king DJ Maphorisa has rejected the National Prosecuting Authority proposal to go for a diversion program before it withdraws the assault charge laid against him by his former girlfriend Thuli Phongolo. The award-winning producer has instead asked the NPA to rather proceed with the trial and prosecute him so he can prove his innocence to the public. Ramaphosa, whose real name is Themba Soneboy Sekowe, has also removed his legal team, apparently after it concurred with the diversion program proposition, which involves anger management, amongst other things. The startling details were revealed by a source who is close to both Ramaphosa and Phongolo. Ramaphosa was arrested in May and charged with assault after the 29-year-old former TV presenter alleged that he had assaulted her. Relating her ordeal, the Phongolo told the police she had a squabble with the Bastrata hitmaker after confronting him about an argument the previous night. Yeah, DJ Ramaphosa.
Because, you know, that would have made his career a little tougher in South Africa. Because not everybody loves the president. I mean, of course, you know, kudos, the president is the president.
DJ
but in any country, not everyone, I don't think...
DJ Maphorisa.
Maphorisa. This, very interesting in the sense that it feels like pride is leading. I don't know what the facts are. Of course, if someone is saying that they want to prove their innocence, you can't knock them for that. But, and this is not just because I have a legal background or that my fiance is a lawyer. You never want to let go of your lawyers. It's not about you. It's not about your morals. It's not about what you know. It's about someone who has knowledge of the legal system and how best to assure you freedom. And lawyers just know that. You know what I mean? They know that space. So, you know, for you to go in there and just go against a prosecutor who is experienced, to me, it sounds like very prideful. And yeah, may justice be served, I guess.
Okay, maybe he doesn't have anger management, of which is he's saying that I'm not gonna go, because if he's saying I'm not gonna go, then it means he believes he does not have this issue, so it should not be dealt with
in such a manner.
In such a manner.
And I would understand someone putting their foot down in that way. But, you know, it's, in South Africa, statistically, and particularly also amongst celebrities, it's hard to lean with anyone aside from the alleged victim. And that's why, of course, we allow the courts to do their thing. But I would think that if anger management is suggested by your legal team is the first person you talk to.
No, the legal team concurred.
Concurred, yeah, but this is my point, you know what I mean? Because that's an endorsement. Anything you agree on, is you can't, you know what I mean? And that must mean, from their own assessment, they're like,
this guy
yeah, but you know, my advice to Maphorisa, stop rejecting things, including apparently a stylist. Wow. I was looking at those clothes and yeah, man, you're growing.
But
let's change that.
In his defense,
of style or just in life in general?
Of this particular case.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
In his defense, this man is a public figure and he has worked his entire life to build his brand.
Perception is reality.
What it is now. And now we are seeing him as an abuser.
Well, we're being asked to see him as one,
okay, by the details of this case.
Yeah.
And so then I could understand why he's saying, let me prove my innocence. Let me clear my brand. Out of all this negative light that you all are trying to paint me in. So if it's true, the court will prove your innocence. But if you are guilty, the court will also prove your guilt. And then we, as the public, as your fans, can decide whether to stand by you or not.
You know, but in South Africa, just historically, I mean, you look at the other gentleman that passed away who had a tumultuous relationship with another South African musician, was Mampincha or something of the sort. You realize that these guys would get support either way, right? But accountability is important. You know, I understand people's people's urge to protect public perception. But I always think there's a distinction between trying to protect public perception and trying to show your integrity. Whether you were right or wrong, integrity is just to be able to be honest with yourself. So sometimes instead of telling us what something is not, maybe just tell us what actually it is. That way we know that, okay, this is the reality.
That's the thing that I don't like about celebrities. Celebrities will say...
I love how you're distancing yourself like you're not one.
I'm not a celebrity. Celebrities would say they will be accused of something. Ashwin was seen at Chicago's dancing on the tables. But Ashwin will never come and say it's not true. Him himself, tell us, were you at Chicago's? Were you not there?
I'll first make you, people will make you question what you think. So they'll be like, really, does Chicago's have tables? Where have you guys ever seen me on a Chicago table? You know what I mean? That's sort of like what Lizzo did with her apology.
Don't just say whether...
Cut straight to the point.
Yes, is it true or not, period.
Were you dancing at Chicago?
Because now if you allow people to linger on this, they now control the image of you in their mind when you can control your own narrative.
Yeah, true. All right, so moving on to someone who took charge of her own narrative, not necessarily that, but her own life, Simone Biles. We're talking about 2 years ago at the peak of her powers. She decided not to compete in the Olympics because she wasn't feeling mentally prepared and mentally ready to do that. What happens in those 2 years? She takes a break from gymnastics and then she comes back. In fact, she gets married as well. And then she comes back and she won for the first time in 2 years. The 7-time Olympic medalist in 2016 was an individual all-round champion on Saturday, August 5, as she won 3 of her 4 events. And I think this is just an ode to greatness.
Yeah.
You know, just and prioritizing yourself.
Yes. Sometimes it's good to know when to stop.
Yeah, or when to pause.
Yes.
You know, we always get this idea that you can't press pause. You're always going.
We're always on the go, especially with us creatives. You have that edge, oh my gosh, if I'm quiet, I'm irrelevant. If I'm not doing anything, no one is seeing me. Sometimes just pause, regroup, reflect, and then take it from there.
Yeah, because the other thing is this, the craft will never cheat you. Whatever you love to do, as long as you're practicing it, it will never cheat you. And that's what Simone Biles, I guess, inherently knew, that she can take that break. And, you know, I think for people in all sorts of professional settings, this should be like advice or a lesson to, like, don't be afraid to take a break. If something is yours, it's always going to be yours. But if you lose your mind, you might not be able to even, you know, you could lose more years than just a 2-year break if you don't take care of what's happening to you mentally. So she came back and she's showing that she's still at the peak of her powers, and that's an ode to, not arguably, literally, without a doubt, the greatest gymnast of all time.
I love that. Now moving over to our next story, the greatest social media creators, not creators, owners.
Should we say biggest?
Biggest.
Yeah.
Okay. The possible showdown between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg will be streamed on X, formerly known as Twitter, according to Musk. In a pair of tweets on Sunday morning, the platform's owner said he was lifting weights throughout the day, preparing for the fight, adding all proceeds will go to to charity for veterans. Musk has not provided more details about the fight. In June, the two big tech billionaires seemingly agreed to participate in a cage fight. The stakes for the potential fight were raised last month when Zuckerberg's Meta launched a new Twitter competition called Threads. Zuckerberg replied to Musk via Threads on a Sunday afternoon, "Shouldn't we use a more reliable platform that can actually raise money for charity?" He added, "I'm ready today. I suggested 26 August when Musk first challenged, but he hasn't confirmed, not holding my breath." Since Musk's takeover of Twitter in October 2022, policy pivots, technical issues, and the platform's stance on harassment and hate speech have given users a whiplash. When Threads was released, some saw it as a viable alternative that might unseat its rival, and the app saw enormous initial success. A lawyer representing Twitter even threatened a lawsuit over Threads. CNN reached out to Twitter and Meta for a comment, but have not received a response. Who are you rooting for?
None.
On whose side?
You
gotta pick one.
I'm on the side of the hungry people they could feed. instead of
the veterans. The side
veteran is very subjective. You know what I mean?
The proceeds are going to charity for veterans.
Which
I don't know which veterans.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like in America, you're a veteran, but when those American soldiers land in Iraq, there might be a different perception of who they are. So I've been good on them for serving their nation and their nation's interests. Well, I don't know about their nation. Elon Musk stays knee deep in South African issues, but I find it hard to find something I care less about. I find it very, very difficult to, I don't know, I never wanted this. I didn't want this. I don't care for it, but I think it could be entertaining. It would be entertaining, I guess.
Are you still on X?
On the Twitter app, or X. Twitter.
It's now X.
Yeah,
so we must
I've been counting down. I've been counting down my days, but you know what? Maybe I'll let the fight decide. Where whoever wins gets my subscription. Let Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg know. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like these are people with incredible amounts of power that could be doing incredible amounts of good. And I'm not going to be one to knock what somebody decides to do with their money. But when there's folly involved, and this is folly, they're not professional fighters. They have issues with each other, and you know the world is supposed to always care whatever they're doing. I think that's part of Twitter's decline, is because Elon Musk assumed that we cared about him. We care about his work. We care about what he's done for the world. But then once you think that your personality and who you are is inherently the reason people are a part of a business, then you might lose it. You know, it depends on the kind of business you are, unless you're talking like maybe showbiz, which I guess, you know, to a way they might be trying to be a part of that. Yeah. But I could do without it. I've never liked, let me put it this way, to be fair, I've never liked celebrity fights. I've never been a big fan, even when there were the boxing fights in NAM.
In your vest.
Yeah, only because, man, listen, fighting, and I watch boxing and I watch UFC, I'm more big on boxing. Fighting isn't just fighting, it's conditioning. You know, I played a lot of rugby in high school. And I've been, you know, and I commentate. Sometimes I'm like, you know, let me get back to it. It's not about knowing the game. It's like how often have you been getting your body beaten for you to have that conditioning? So it sometimes even scares me with these kind of celebrities, because you don't know who could get a brain injury and stuff like that, because it's not what you've built yourself to do. Now, if Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg wanted to fight playing a PlayStation game, that's way more logical to me, considering what they do with their lives. But hey, go ahead, gents.
Go ahead, gents. We will be watching. I don't know when this is going to be streamed, because there is no date yet.
Zero.
But I'm definitely 24/7. Well, maybe not 24/7, but I'm on the X platform a lot. I would probably see it, and I will consume it for my entertainment.
Just a little nuggets, just a little something, a little off, but still talking about X. I noticed a tweet that Elon Musk put on yesterday, which is quite interesting, where he said that his lawyers will represent anyone who feels they were unfairly dismissed because of something they tweeted or liked on the app. And there's no limit, is what he said.
Nice.
So, you know, which is interesting. You know, of course, some people left their jobs because they had to leave their jobs. Some people, it's questionable. Remember the lady in Namibia where she spoke about the Damara people in a very unfavorable light. You know what I mean? But a lot of people now, apparently, to Elon Musk says that he can provide legal assistance.
Okay, wow. All right, so well done to Elon and his legal team, I guess, but we will be right back with an interview by Yolanda Nell after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Goeiedag kykers. Saam met my is Dominee Werner Riese van die gereformeerde gemeente op Gebawers, en hy gaan vir ons 'n bietjie meer uitbrei oor die doppers, soos wat ons mekaar mos nou maar informeel ken, want ek is ook een, oor die Sandveld gemeente wat al hoe meer uitbrei en sterker raak. Dominee, vertel asseblief.
Ja, goeiedag. Ons is 'n gemeente wat nou al baie lank in Gebawers is, die gereformeerde kerk Gebawers, van ek dink amper 1930s wat ons hier gestig is. Maar in daai tye het die Gereformeerde Kerk ook hulle sendingopdrag ernstig opgeneem en maar baie van die sanmense het in die omgewing, plaaswerkers, het daar tot bekering gekom en daar het 'n bediening in die 50s, 60s ontstaan wat eintlik maar oral met die sanmense gewerk het en ons het ook Bybelvertaling met 'n dominee van 'n Westhuizen wat betrokke was daarbey. Maar soos die jare aangegaan het ons Gereformeerde Kerk, die gebouw was al hoe stadig maar seker bietjie minder verantwoordelikhede gekry, want op die einde is die Here met sy kerk besig en die sanmense het self begin inisiatief neem.
Dis fantasties.
En dis die ding, dis in 2009 het ons tot gemeentestigting gegaan. In 2009, dis nou alveel, is my sommetjies vinnig, dis nou so 14 jaar terug.
Ja, ek kan nie daai sommetjies maak nie.
En die gemeente is gestig in Ramaphosa. En hulle het al 2 leraars gehad. Die eerste leraar was dominee Derkotse, skoonseun van
Dr. Callie,
Dr. Callie Opperman.
Dr. Callie het ons getrou en my belydenisaflegging en alles gedoen.
Ja. En daarna, na dominee Dirk het dominee Jeremia, die huidige leraar, dominee Jeremia Molotsane, het hy gekom. En hy is tans nou 'n baie ywerige dominee en ons is baie lekker kollegas hier, bure van mekaar.
Fantasties.
Maar die sanmense neem selfverantwoordelikheid. In die omgewing ook, daar's soveel gemeenskapsprojekte waarby ons ander kerke maar net kan inskakel en skenkings gee en so, en ek weet die Windhoek gemeentes en van die see af, van Swakop, Walvis af, het ons ook al baie skenkings gekry, so dit word baie waardeer en dit in die toekoms gaan mense dit nog mekaar so nodig hê en help.
Maar dit is mos nou so lekker van so noue gemeenskap. Mense ondersteun mekaar baie en dit is lekker om te sien dat daar uitbreiding is. Daar self op Ramaphosa, hoe lyk die situasie?
Ja. Op Ramaphosa is maar 'n baie moeilike gemeenskap, soos ons weet. Armoede is maar soos in ons land en in Afrika maar 'n groot probleem. Daar is op die gemeente Sandveld het seker so 8 na 9 bedieningspunte reg oor om my hek of maar eintlik maar hier in die Gebabes distrik waar daar elke Sondag bediening is, waar dominee Jeremia nie elke Sondag preek nie, maar hy het ouderlinge wat leiding neem. En in Ramaphosa self is daar dan ook 'n bediening, hy bly op by ons, by die ou tradisionele Boesman skool, Hippo, wat nou maar, die is daar meer semi-privaat is. En hy bly daar, maar dan bedien hy nou maar die hele streek op Sondag en daar's nou al 'n kleuterskooltjie ook op Ramaphosa wat sy vrou mee leiding neem, Lydia Molotsane. En ons moet omtrent 30-40 kindertjies elke dag moet kos gegee word. En die kindertjies is voorskool, wat dan reggemaak word om by Hippo primêr in te skakel, graad 1. So dis graad R basis vir die graad 1. So ja, en daar's ook maar skenkings wat ons van die buiteland af kry en dan ook in Namibië en Suid-Afrika wat mens so dankbaar voor is, want die Here sorg net wonderlik.
En ek voel baie keer as 'n mens net vra, dan is daar altyd iemand wat bereid is om te help.
Absoluut.
Nou met die kos wat so elke dag uitgedeel is, wie hanteer dit? Wie help? Want dit is uitdagend.
Ja, nee, Jeremia, ek dink sy vrou, hy het 'n span ook al daar bietjie van die gemeentelede wat inisiatief neem. Hulle doen die werk. Ons kry skenkings soos ek sê van vleis en so. Mense koop ook maar aan hier in die dorp. Die dorp weet ook al van die projekte. So mense kry 'n bietjie spesiale pryse ook in die dorp. Soos jy in die begin gesê het, ons gemeenskap is klein en dan help hulle. So ja, maar ek dink die gemeente, dis die belangrike van Sandveld, in die ou dae het mense dit beleef dat mense baie keer bakkant staan. En my kollega in Windhoek, dominee Henning Venter sê altyd so mooi, hulle staan nie meer bakkant nie, maar hulle vat nou dit self en ontvang dit nou self, neem inisiatief, neem verantwoordelikheid. En ek dink dit dominee Jeremia Molotsane, die soos ons hom ook ken, hy loop voor en hy stel die voorbeeld op vir 'n mens. So.
Nou ja, ons sou nou baie graag vir homself ontmoet, maar hy is op die oomblik in Uganda.
Dis reg, ja.
Waarmee is dit sending, is dit amptelik?
Nee, hy is ook betrokke, hy volg 'n bietjie in die voetspore van ou dominee Niels, oom Flip, ekskuus sê ek nou Niels, Flip van 'n Westhuizen, en met die Bybelvertaling. So hy is nou ook baie betrokke met Bybelvertaling en hulle gaan hom ook nog verder gebruik in Namibië. albei, veral met die San vertalings wat ook gedoen word.
So daar lê nog baie werk vir hom voor.
Ja, maar hy's bekwam en ek dink hy het sy verdere studie ook, hy's besig daarmee en hy het ook al meestersgraad wat hy in hierdie lyn ook verder gevolg het. So ons is baie dankbaar vir hom.
En in terme van lidmate, groei dit aanhoudend?
Natuurlik, ek dink in ons derde wêreld, as ek dit nou so daai woorde mag gebruik, groei die kerke fenomenaal. En ek dink daar's net, hy is besig juist, Dominee Jeremia in Ramaphosa om van ons geestelike leiers ook daar toe te rus en te Bybelskole te gee sodat die geestelike leiers van ander kerke ook in Ramaphosa kan die kerk laat groei. So maar die lidmaattal in Sandveld groei. En baie kinders, baie jong mense, en dis wonderlik. So
truly encouraging work over there. Let's get into our quick movie review. For everybody that went to Barbie, you know the conversation involved 2 movies. It wasn't just Barbie, it was Oppenheimer. Now, Oppenheimer was the man known as the father of the atomic bomb. And in Christopher Nolan's staggering film, it is a titanic shift in consciousness into 3 haunted hours, a drama about genius, hubris, and error, both individual and collectively. It brilliantly charts the turbulent life of the American theoretical physicist who helped research and develop the 2 atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. It is a film that is receiving a lot of critical acclaim.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a little scary because, you know, you're saying it's a good film, but we're talking about someone who developed the bombs, which, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which till today the effects are still being felt.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think art's job is to tell us how things were and how things are, and art archives. Tell the story.
Definitely. Now, on that note, we've told you all our stories today. We'll bring you more stories tomorrow, same time, same place. From all of us here in studio, it's all our love, all our light, and adios.
Cheers.